It pretty much ripped all those old scars right back open again, and it's like reliving it again.
Reliving the day prosecutors say Patrick Baker's wife Victoria was killed by her own brother, Dennis James Connolly Jr., who many refer to as James.
She was a wonderful person. We had 12 years together that I imagined would be forever. She was the kindest, most loving person. She'd give you the shirt off her back if you needed it.
But they lost that beautiful person far too soon. In her last hours alive, Victoria was at her and her husband's Onslow County home near Harris Creek off Berga Highway. Patrick and his daughter Nicole still recall details from July 11th, 2007. Nicole was just 4 years old at the time.
I remember the last thing she said to me was that she loved me.
Victoria came home with Nicole after dropping her mom off with her dad because her mom didn't drive. James shot her, went outside and played with Nicole in her pool for about 2 hours. And then Grandma and Grandpa showed up, and that's when they found Victoria dead in the bathroom. And as they came to leave the bathroom, James shouldered the rifle and shot his mother in the shoulder too, on the right collarbone. It went through and through. And she's still alive to this day, but she is the one that called 911.
After it happened, James was arrested and later deemed unfit to stand trial. He's received treatment at Central Regional Hospital in Butner ever since. The Bakers have since moved to Washington State to try and leave what happened behind. But now they've learned Connolly may be free by the end of this year. News they only learned through a letter from District Attorney Ernie Lee.
I immediately started to cry. That night, I barely got any sleep, and I haven't slept much since then. It's a constant feeling of paranoia, feeling like I always have to watch my back.
Lee's letter read that medical personnel at Central Regional said further treatment is not necessary.
This case was very tragic. It was very sad.
Lee has written several letters to the hospital since 2013, all saying he was concerned about Connolly's release.
I will continue to respond every time I get a letter from the Parole Commission about a serious case, and or from a hospital or whatever. I'm going to give him my voice.
But he says there's not much the family can do to stop Connolly's release, and says the court's decision to find him unfit to stand trial was not made lightly.
The state relies upon experts. The defense relies upon experts. I mean, that's what they are. They're experts. And in this case, all the experts were in agreement.
Rakesh Patel works at Central Regional Hospital. He couldn't speak specifically on Connolly's case, but described what it requires for a patient to get to a point where they have the possibility of release.
They have to exhibit a lot of stable behavior throughout many months and years before we think they would be ready to go full time. And so if there is an event on any of their activities where they either elope or there's some kind of aggression, then they delay their eventual release by years. There has to be some trust in the system that the person who got that designation was in fact psychiatrically ill.
Even so, Patrick is skeptical and feels Connolly was being manipulative during the legal process.
I, in the back of my mind, have felt like this was a head game to him this entire time. I really believe he knows what he did was wrong. I don't see how someone can be rehabilitated from being a murderer.
What would you like to see happen? What's your thought when you think of justice?
He stays incarcerated till the day he dies. It's people. I don't believe the public is safe.